All right, let's talk about some Vinegar Syndrome junk. We got a few things in this here box. It's my monthly subscription box thing. It does include a few picks from the staff picks section on the Vinegar Syndrome site when they were shutting it down and doing the whole sale thing. I did buy a few things. But yeah, let's take a look at what's inside and my thoughts on some of the movies. All right, I don't actually have my trademark bread knife, so I have this knife that at some point the tip was like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened here, but this is the knife I'm using. All right, let's open this sucker up. God damn fucking shit. There we go. That should be about right. Okay, look at all this stuff. Stuff. Capitalism reigns! I'm just gonna take this all right out. Not a whole lot, all said and done. Not a whole heck of a lot. But I got the Moonlight Years films of Doris Wishman, the second grouping of these. Went ahead and did that. Looks beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. It's got that. Got Burning Paradise. Wunderbar. Got Invisible Maniac. Looks good. Freeway. All right. I've always this is a great one for me because this is one of my favorite films. Got Evil Laugh, which I've heard both good and bad things about. Very intrigued to check that out. Oh, hello. It's the invisible, ish. It's just a lenticular cover. Look at that. To show her nudity. Okay, well, that's fine. It's a little, somewhat disappointing that it's just a lenticular cover, but, okay. Got a few of my staff pick selections. Andrei Zlowski's Les Notes Bleues. Then we've got P.O. Box Tinto Brass. I decided to pick up a few Tinto Brass things because I would like to explore his filmography a bit. Also got Radley Metzger's score because I've been on a bit of a Metzger kick, and I could not find the uncensored version anywhere, so I bought it. Then we've got Camille 2000, another Radley Metzger joint, just because I'm really into Radley Metzger, and they're on sale. And then the Licorice Quartet as well. All three from Cult Epics. I will probably do a video on Metzger eventually. I don't know. And then finally, last but not least, Homegrown Horrors Volume 2. I guess it makes sense that this would be the place to start. As I said, I didn't really go full hog with anything. I didn't even the sale didn't really do anything, I don't think. I don't think I actually bought anything during the sale this year. So this is basically it. Now, Homegrown Horrors, I did... I did work on all of these. Hanging Heart, Dead Girls, and Moonstalker. They're all three really worthwhile films. I'd probably say it's Moonstalker, Hanging Heart, Dead Girls for me. But let's just look at the actual packaging, and then we can dig into the movies themselves a little bit later. I'm really sad that we didn't get... So I appreciate that we have the new artwork and the old artwork, which I will be using the old artwork because I really like it. I am a little sad that we couldn't get a alternate cover with the Camper Stamper title, the original title. I recognize that there's probably no actual artwork for that, but it would have been pretty fun to have that as some alternate artwork. But obviously they need their, original art to have the title on it and all that shit, so what are you gonna do? And then we've got Hanging Heart. Now, Hanging Heart, it's a really weird movie. It's an attempt at being sort of a pro-gay rights film, but it ends up being kind of weirdly homophobic. And I think that's just down to the director, who I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the director, not a gay guy himself, as far as I can tell, but kind of a different culture. He is, I think, Korean. I don't remember. but he just has a weird way of, that's not saying that all Koreans have a weird way of looking at gay people, but he's an older Korean dude. And, you know, that plus the kind of American setting, an attempt at getting across the American gay thing, and also certain twists, it comes off very, very strange. I keep talking about the movies. I can't help myself. Hanging Heart. It is great artwork. Great artwork. The film itself is pretty fun. And this is the only one I did not do a doc on. The other two have docs that I edited. Hanging Heart, there was no way to do a doc for that. All right, Dead Girls. This is probably my favorite of the new art. Let's see how the old art looks. It's been a minute. Yeah, it's pretty silly stuff. I love that it really tries real hard to use the fact that they're in a band as a selling point, but they don't really play any music in the movie. Like, there's not really a lot of band shit happening. Either which way, looks great. And I can say for certain that the trilogy of, or the trilogy is a weird word, but this collection of films is very worthwhile. It's great follow-up to the first volume. And honestly, I look forward to revisiting all of them, with Dead Girls just being kind of the kind of more iffy one. Evil Laugh. All right. Let's see how this looks. Of course, we got the slip artwork. With most of these things, that's amazing. I love that. It's so goofy. I love that I don't even think it's new artwork, but the artwork on the front is so just, let's see, does it say? It says reversible sleeve artwork, so I'm assuming that's all original, but that's goofy as shit. I love that. That's fun. Freeway. Oh my God. I love this. I'm not a huge on the monochromatic red. It's not bad or anything. I do kind of wish it had more color to it, just because of the film itself, but I'll take it, whatever. Of course, it's in 4K UHD, and as it should be. I'm so excited. I just got a new big-ass TV, and nothing extravagant. It's a TCL, but I'm super excited to check this out in glorious 4K. I was working from a 1080p copy that I don't know if they were actually finished or not. I have no idea, but it looks great, but I'm super pumped to see it in actual 4K. Nothing inside except for the discs, and then the OG artwork that you've seen in many a discount bin over the course of your life, I'm sure. I'm a little disappointed in the artwork the more I think about it, because like I don't like this artwork too much. It's kind of generic. It's one of the reasons it took me a little while to actually watch the movie. It's probably been like a decade, but still, like I probably would have watched it much earlier if it had different artwork. And this doesn't really solve that problem. Like, this is great on the back, that disfigured visage, but wow, this autofocus is going crazy right now. Going crazy. Cannot figure out what's going on. All right, so let's get this out of the way. Definitely, I think it's because it's such a great movie. It's just, that's why it's disappointing for me. So this is, okay, so we have the slipcover, and then we have the other slipcover. This is a little annoying. Like, I didn't realize we were going to get two slipcovers for this. I mean, obviously, it's because I did the fucking stupid invisible slipcover thing out of curiosity. But it's a little annoying because, like, this is a really good slipcover, but now it's like, what the fuck do I do with it? I'll think about it. But Invisible Maniac in 4K, I've actually never seen Invisible Maniac. So that is interesting. That's gonna be a soon watch, because I'm very curious. I was hoping I would get this project, but I did not. All right, Ringo Lam's Burning Paradise. Oh my God. I like the artwork on these Hong Kong releases quite a bit. And I also love seeing more Ringo Lam on blue. Would have preferred 4K, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Obviously I did not work on this one, because there's like, I don't think any English speaking people to talk to. But I'm super pumped to watch this, because I love me some Ringo Lam. Have not seen Burning Paradise. So this is really up there on my list of wants to watch. This one does have a booklet. That's exciting. Words, picture, more picture, and words. All right, let's see how this looks. Oh my, that is dated as fuck. I love it. So this one, I'm really like, as much as it digs into my, cash flow, because I can't do anything on them, I'm really excited for all these Hong Kong releases, because they're looking dank as hell. So far, they're my favorite releases from the company this year, I think. Yeah, I'd say so. Righting wrongs, baby. Oh, And then, of course, we got the Doris Wishman set. Still haven't finished the other set, but we'll eventually get through all of these. Oh man, this feels chunky. It feels so chunky. Of course, courtesy of AGFA and Something Weird. I love a good director set, which also doubles as an erector set, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, and we get a booklet and 1, 2, 3 discs. Oh my god, okay, oh boy. Okay, there we go. Alright, so words and pictures, words and pictures. I do love a good words and pictures show. So many slips, so little time. Let's review these movies. How about we do that? Yeah. I'm gonna watch some of them, and we'll talk about them. Yeah.
When I hold you, whisper out your name.
Anyone who do sex to a dead person is definitely sick, mister.
Is this everything? Is this everything we got? Is everything? I don't remember. All right, okay, let's talk about some stuff. Guys, come on. I'm fine. You fine? I'm fine. I'm doing great. All right. Freeway.
And hey, I heard you have one of them big poop bags that's like attached to your body and all your shit comes out and like lands in it. You just a big old shit bag, ain't you, Bob?
It's fucking great. And if you haven't seen it, you should just go ahead and pick up a copy. It's a dark fairy tale set against the seedy underbelly of Southern California with the sinister big bad wolf of a human being attempting to add a young Reese Witherspoon to his long list of victims. Unfortunately for this Kiefer Sutherland-shaped ghoul, this chick is not one to be fucked with. What follows is a truly inspired odyssey to grandmother's house, complete with some truly amazing insults from Tracy Flick.
My dick may not function, but I have not lost my smile.
It's great. This disc is, it's jam-packed. Just fucking buy it. I don't, like, I feel weird even trying to review this because, A, I spent way too much time with it when I was doing the interviews, but also, it's one of the best damn movies out there. Like, this is, and on fucking 4K, it looks fucking, good. Just fucking buy it. Homegrown Horrors, Volume 2.
Hey, he's just a harmless old guy. He's up there all alone. Think what it'd mean to him to be with a real family.
As far as the Homegrown Horrors set goes, all 3 films are definitely worth your while. Dead Girls is sort of the weak link. It's not quite as solid a slasher as Moonstalker, nor is it as bonkers as Hanging Heart. That said, all 3 work marvelously as sort of group watch movies. And I don't want to undersell Dead Girls. It's good. It's just a bit tiring at times due to the needlessly complex plot.
Maybe we can put an end to this whole farce right now.
Hanging Heart, meanwhile, might prove offensive for some modern audiences due to its approach to homosexuality, which is, a bit basic. Not that any of you degenerates give a shit. Anywho, I'll talk about these more another time. We've got bigger fish to fry. I want to talk about movies that were first-time watches for me. And first up, we got Evil Laugh.
You're a dead man!
I'm sorry, I didn't see you guys down there.
You're dead!
Can't you guys take a joke?
Of all of the 3 films in this Vinegar Syndrome package that I hadn't seen before, Evil Laugh is certainly the least entertaining, which says a lot of good about Burning Paradise and Invisible Maniac, because this is some good, high-quality shit, y'all. Essentially a proto-Scream slasher comedy, Evil Laugh was directed by Dominic Brassia, a.k.a. Joey from Friday the 13th Part 5. The fat kid with the chocolate who gets axed by that creepy paramedic's son. Say, that paramedic sure looks suspicious. It's probably nothing. Anyway, Evil Laugh. It's about a bunch of med students who head out to a big house that's set to be the site of a new pediatric clinic or whatever, but was also the site of some truly horrendous child murders 10 years before. Something that definitely is not tonal whiplash within the film. By the way, is this a Gremlins reference?
One by one, he cut their little throats. Around each bed was a thin trickle of blood and then one larger puddle.
Anyway, shock and awe, they start getting picked off one by one by a killer with a maniacal laugh, hence the title, Evil Laugh. The good here is that there is some quality subversion of tropes and what have you on display. There are some minor flourishes like this light streaming through the front door windows to keep us out of visual monotony. We also have a fun group of characters to follow. Sure, they're all complete fuckheads, but they're entertaining fuckheads. This yuppie piece of shit, enter-fucking-taining. Proto-Randy Meeks over here, less of a fuckhead for most of the film, but still a fuckhead. And one I enjoyed every moment of.
Come on, every time someone has sex in a horror story, they get murdered.
This portly sheriff, also a fuckhead and completely baffling from his weird shot composition in this scene all the way to his unlit cigar and needless exposition. I thought these were like two different locations until we actually get the wide near the end of the scene. It's completely perplexing. Great times. The negatives are pretty simple.
We've got the house all to ourselves. We've got the energy to go.
For one, Evil Laugh is just not as funny or clever as it seems to think it is, often faltering due to poor direction, acting, and, well, screenwriting. Secondly, it's not a terribly well-done slasher. The killer is nowhere near as cool as the cover would suggest. The eventual reveal is both too obvious and too on the nose in its attempt at parody, and the gore is, well, barely there, despite obvious reshoots to add more violence to the proceedings. Beyond those two admittedly kind of big issues, this one's a lot of fun, and I look forward to watching the feature-length doc included on this disc. There's also a commentary from Hysteria Continues, I believe? Yeah, there's also commentary from Hysteria Continues. So, between those two extras, I think a pretty worthwhile pickup. Definitely far from the worst kind of slasher comedy that Vinegar Syndrome has released. So next up, Burning Paradise. I said previously that the Hong Kong releases from Vinegar Syndrome are my favorite right now, and while Burning Paradise isn't my favorite of this bunch, in fact, it's easily the least of the Vinegar Syndrome Hong Kong flicks. Yeah, pretty easily. It's still proving that this foray is where it's at. Y'all. It's where it's at. I'm hip.
我預咗死咯，仲有咩好驚啊？
Not only is it a beautiful restoration of Ringo Lam's take on the wuxia genre, with Chinese mythical figure Fong Sayuk at the center. And if that name sounds familiar, he's a very well utilized character in Chinese and Hong Kong cinema, having been portrayed by Jet Li in Fong Sayuk, which I believe was released as The Legend. And he was also the main character in the 36th Chamber of Shaolin, amongst many other films. In this one, he has a big rad sword. Fuck yeah. The plot is basically just dude and a chick he meets get placed in a Temple of Doom-esque prison run by an evil warden, and they have to escape without succumbing to the various traps and evil deuterinos. Very, very simple, to the point that it does have an issue with repetition that does knock it down a few notches, although nowhere near as badly as some of the critics of the time made it out. Like, people really shit on this movie. It was a huge bomb, but it's a lot of fun. As usual with his work, Ringo Lam instills plenty of garish violence and mean-spiritedness that it's only sometimes hamstrung by bad sex comedy antics that, if you're a fan of Hong Kong films from this period, well, you know. Hey, look at this cool sword! Also, this dude has a flying guillotine. It's rad. Willie Chi is a solid, innocent protagonist in his portrayal of Fong Sayuk, while Carmen Lee as Tutu, whatever, makes for an appropriate... I kept thinking of the fucking bunny rabbit in No Time to Die anytime her name came up. Tutu makes for an appropriately active love interest, but the standout performance goes to Kim Kong-wong, whose villainous Kung is up there with some of the best nasty, formidable baddies. The choreography and action in general, which has more than a few fingerprints from producer Chui Hark, is also stellar, although personally I do prefer slightly more grounded action, like in Righting Wrongs or Yes Madam, or really any other number of great Hong Kong action pictures. This is probably the most lighthearted lamb joint I've seen, which I guess says something about his other work. There's literally a horse beheaded in the opening 5 minutes, and that's after opening on 2 decapitated monks. Shit's bonkers. And while I'm, again, not as enamored with this one as much as, say, Righting Wrongs, it's still a worthwhile and entertaining latter-day wuxia film with strong horror vibes that, you know, is appropriately bonkers. Fuckity buy it. Like all these Hong Kong movies, they're great. Again, this one's not quite as good as the other ones that have been released thus far, but I think, you know, a ton of fun. And I think, I didn't watch this one in a group setting, but I think with a group, fucking bonkers. Just there, it's a little rapey. Speaking of which, fucking Invisible Maniac.
Turn to those testing media!
Dude, we hardly got to start.
Oh, call me dude!
Finally, we come to the most welcome surprise of the bunch for me. I think I'm going to be the loner here. Obviously, Freeway is the best, but I would say that this is easily second best, and I love it so much. The Invisible Maniac, a Riff Coogan joint, the nom de plume of Adam Rifkin, whose other credits include The Dark Backward, Detroit Rock City, Psycho Cop Returns, and a host of other little genre goodies. Invisible Maniac tells the story of Kevin Dornwinkle, as portrayed by Noel Peters, an actor who might actually be a private investigator in real life, whose brief stint as an actor in the 80s and 90s resulted in this crowning fucking achievement of a performance. Seriously, watch this guy.
'Tis I, your friendly neighborhood Invisible Maniac. Why not?
Oh, I love him. It's fucked up. He's only in this and the fucking Cinderella from like 97. The fuck is that? Well, no, also, so he has, okay. According to one person I saw on Letterboxd, and this seems legit, he has a different IMDb profile for his other work, which I think might just be an error because he went by a slightly different name. But he was in like Columbo and shit. But this, as far as I can tell, is his like big lead performance from his career. And it's obviously he didn't, like, I guess he probably wanted to do this other stuff. But I wish he had really gone gung-ho with the acting thing and really worked out, because dude is bonkers. Like, I was watching with my wife and my very good friend Sean, and he was saying that it's really a shame we didn't get a Noel Peters versus like Brad Dourif film at some point, because that would have been fucking aces, y'all. Oh my god. Anyway, old Kevin is your typical abused by mama pervert who grows up to be a scientist trying to perfect an invisibility serum. When it fails in front of his colleagues, they all laugh at him.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
And murders the fuck out of a few of them. Really taking aim at the OG Invisible Man's body count before he's even see-through. Later on, he escapes a mental institution and takes on a new identity as the physics teacher for a bunch of summer school kids. His new name, Kevin Smith. And among Dr. Kevin 40 years before Clerk Smith's students are ill-fated porn star Savannah as Vicky, and minor cult movie icon Melissa Moore as Bunny. You might remember Moore as being the busty broad in Sorority House Massacre 2, Samurai Cop, and the stone-cold masterpiece that is Hard to Die. The rest of the cast is filled out with plenty of other go-getters, including Rod Schweitzer as Gordon, who does part of a really sick stunt that, for this budget, really has to be seen to be believed. It's a micro masterclass in editing, and, well, an actor and stuntman presumably being game for anything, which is very true, because I did watch the doc, and they do talk about this stunt, and it's very interesting. By the by, Rod was also in Rifkin's Psycho Cop Returns, which utilizes a hell of a lot of the same lessons that he both utilized and learned with directing Invisible Maniac, puns included.
See you next fall!
If you liked Psycho Cop Returns, since that was a previous release from Vinegar Syndrome, you'll definitely enjoy this one. It's a little different. It's a little bit more light, I suppose. Actually, quite literally, because this one takes place during the day, that takes place during the nighttime. But I think it's slightly better than Psycho Cop Returns. That could just be like recency bias, but
Never threaten the invisible maniac.
Anyway, obviously Freeway is the king of kings for me.
Tell me how your father used to fuck you in the mouth.
I love it so much. I was not expecting to love Invisible Maniac as much as I did. Perhaps it's due to watching it with two best friends, or the fact that Noel Peters really just gives it his all.
Now let's be level-headed about this. I don't want you running around in the hallways if there's a murderer loose.
But damn, like, this is one entertaining flick. It's perhaps a little too low budget for its own good at times, but those are fleeting moments. The gore is, nothing to write home about, but the filmmakers wisely spill plenty of the red stuff to make up for it, even when it doesn't really make any sense. There's also, little inspired invisibility gags whenever it's not just Kev spying on naked high schoolers. I especially love this hand in water trick. More of that would have gone a long way. For you low to no budget filmmakers out there, Invisible Maniac is a great lesson in working with what you got and knowing how to play to your strengths and resources. Again, a lot like Psycho Cop Returns. The whole thing is shot in an abandoned or transitioning school. According to Adam Rifkin, it was just kind of abandoned at this time. And to ensure that there's no need for extras or too many actors, it's set at summer school. I mean, brilliant. That's quality, no budget thinking right there. Why is there cheerleading practice at summer school? Go fuck yourself. We got to get these chicks in the shower. Come on, bro, come on. There's some fun extras here, but the crown jewel is one of the docs that has become commonplace in these releases. It's a great 30-odd minute work from producer Brad Henderson and editor Elijah Drinner, and honestly makes me feel like a needle-dicked loser who needs to step up his game. Great work, guys. Brad, love you. Elijah, never met you, but we should have coffee sometime. I don't know where the fuck you live. Probably LA. I'm not driving that far. Never mind. Between that and the other extras, including 2 whole commentaries, this is a truly stellar release. And it has titties if you did the invisible slipcover thing. Otherwise, you get this one. I like them both. I'm a classy guy. Really excited for my son to find out one day. Anyway, I could go on and on, but I didn't want this to be too long of a video. Thank you for watching. What do you want me to... I have so many fucking Blu-rays back here. I need to start getting through them because I need to start making space. So let me know in the comments what else you want me to talk about. If you want me to delve deeper into any of these releases, let me know in the comments. And until next time, guys, go watch a movie.
Well, goodbye.